Hey there folks, Moose Line Outdoors back with another video today. I just wanted to make another video today for my EDC because I've been getting some comments saying to show what I carry every day, obviously. Obviously it fluctuates between what the weather's like, stuff like that. If I'm doing my professional military job that day, obviously that'll change depending on the day and stuff like that. But for my civilian life, outside of the military, this is what I carry every single day. This is not by any means what you need to carry. This is just what works for me. You can build your own EDC however you like, whatever kind of state you're in, the different laws on firearms, stuff, knives, stuff like that. But this is just what works for me in my environment as of right now. So let's just start off with the biggest part of it, which is my EDC firearm. So I just carry a SIG P320 X Compact in the T-Rex Arms Gen 1 sidecar holster. I've been using this for, I believe, almost 2 years now, and I'm loving this thing so far. This thing shoots awesome. Comes with awesome, good night sights from SIG. I also have a Streamlight TLR7A on here for my weapon light. I think it puts out a good light output. Yeah, I've been loving SIG ever since that we've been starting using them, transitioning to the military. I even liked them before we transitioned. But yeah, so that's just my main part of my EDC. If you guys would like another breakdown of that in another video, let me know in the comments. I can do that for you guys. Then the next part is going to be obviously my keys. You know, pretty standard keys. You know, nothing too crazy. Then for my wallet, I carry the Ridge wallet. My buddy Prepared Airman put me on to, or recommended the Ridge wallet to me. I've been using this for probably about 2 years now. This thing is freaking awesome. It holds up to 12 cards. Pretty lightweight, pretty minimalist. You know, I usually don't carry cash on me too often, but if you do, has a little money band on the back. Yeah, of course, holds all my identification, stuff like that. Credit cards, debit cards, whatever you need, insurance, stuff like that. So, and then the next part I usually wear a watch. This is just a G-Shock. It's one of their more expensive models. I forget what model this is, but this thing is pretty awesome. It has Bluetooth capability. You can use the app with G-Shock, and it can track your steps, stuff like that. But I typically don't use the Bluetooth, honestly. It's got different modes, you know, like stopwatch, you can adjust the time and the date for it. But I've been using this for probably about 3 years now, almost 4. I'm gonna try to switch here in the near future to a Garmin. Which Garmin, I'm not sure yet. I'll post the update on that. But yeah, this watch hasn't failed me at all. It's a really good watch. I like G-Shocks a lot, but I think it's time for an upgrade for the Garmin because I want to get into more tracking my steps and stuff like that. So, and then I of course carry some chapstick. I know this thing looks gigantic because it's a Duke Cannon, the offensively large lip balm. You gotta have chapstick, especially where I am right now in the northern part of the United States. It gets pretty dang cold, and then of course like gets really windy, so your lips get chapped pretty easily. So I like having this, and then of course it's SPF 30, so of course protects your lips from the sun and stuff like that, so you don't get I guess you could get sunburned on your lips, but that's never happened to me. So, but yeah, awesome stuff right here from Duke Cannon. I recommend it. And then I typically carry a Right in the Rain pen. This is the one with the refillable cartridges that you can just take out and put back in. I also carry a Right in the Rain notepad, but I usually keep that in my truck on the center console, and then I'll take that out, put it in my pocket whenever I'm getting out of my truck, or I'll keep it in my cargo pocket or my upper shoulder pocket on my military uniform, my OCPs. So I love Right in the Rains. They're awesome. I've been using them for freaking ever now. So And then my EDC flashlight that I carry, which is another one that was recommended to me by Prepared Airman, my buddy, is the Streamlight ProTac 1L 1AA. This thing is freaking amazing. This thing is 10 tap programmable, so you can do like high, low, or you can do like low, high strobe, stuff like that. I just use low and high because I don't have it really used for strobe. I mean, you can have it used for strobe, but the thing that's cool about this is that you can reverse the pocket clip through, where you can put it like on a ball cap, on a brim. But the main thing is because it takes 3 different types of batteries. So it takes AA's, AAA's, and CR123As. Right now I have a AA in there right now, and this thing has very good battery life. Yeah, so if you can pretty much use any standard batteries you have around your household and stuff like that. So that's why I like this a lot. It has good lumen output. Yeah, so this thing is freaking awesome. I would highly recommend getting one of these. Then for my pocket knife, of course, as you saw in my new EDC knives, I'm carrying the Benchmade Osborne 940. Of course, if you guys saw my previous video on this, then you'll know everything about that. Awesome knife. I was carrying the SOG TAC AU Compact that I was carrying for most of 2022. That thing was pretty nice, but I decided it's time for a more EDC oriented knife. So yeah, if you want to look more or get more information on this knife, you can go to my previous video on this, as well as my buddy Prepared Airman, his video on this knife as well. So then we're gonna go into a couple more knives that I like to use. So I like to carry fixed blades if I'm going into an area where I can't concealed carry a firearm. So that's what I would recommend to everybody. If you do like carrying firearms, if you're going into a place where you can't, or I say where firearms aren't allowed, I would recommend carrying a fixed blade, because it's better to have something than nothing. So I mostly carry 2 fixed blades, not at the same time. I either carry one, and then next day I'll swap out to the other one. So the first one I like to carry is the Warrior Post Society and ShivWorks clinch pick. This thing sits right on the front of your belt, right by pretty much by like the button and the zip up or in the fly. So this thing is friggin' awesome. So this is a pretty nasty little tool. Yeah, so it's got the blade, the actual sharpened part is not on the curve right here as you would think. It's actually on the top right up here. So I don't know if you can see that. Yep. So this thing is made for being in a enclosed, confined space, to where if you have to get it out, it sits right on your belt line. So if you're in a scrunched up position, you can still grab it with one hand and you can still go to work. So that's why I carried this, because a lot of fights or a lot of encounters that have to end up in deadly force situations, they will a lot of times go to the ground, or you'll be in grappling or in a clinch. So that's why I bought this, because I do not want to be a victim. So got that. And the second one that I don't, so disclaimer, I don't carry both of these at the same time. I usually swap out between them. Yeah, I usually carry either one or the other. I don't carry both. So next one I carry is the Tor Knives Viper. This thing is pretty wicked as well. It's a smaller blade as well. Of course, you have like the belt mount sheath that goes inside the waistband, kind of like you're concealed carrying a firearm. But yeah, so this is a smaller, more EDC kind of oriented, but it's still a tactical blade. Of course, it has the finger ring for retention. It's not for flipping your knife around. That's not what it's made for. It's made for retention in a fighting capacity, or if need be, you can use this in your offhand, and then you can still utilize your firearm. so you can still grip with your firearm and go to work. But of course, it's going to be hard to shoot with this in your non-dominant and your support hand. So, yeah. So, and then this is a smaller blade. I believe the blade is about 2.5 inches. So this thing's pretty awesome little tool that I like to carry. Pretty easily concealable, pretty comfortable to carry. So enough on that. And then as a supplement to my firearm or something like that, I usually keep this in my pocket. In my front right pocket usually is, or my front left pocket is another tool from Tor Knives, but this is called the Thor's hammer. This can be used as a compliance tool or as a tool to potentially utilize for deadly force. So it's a little arrowhead looking thing right here. So I mean, the tip it's sharp, but it's not too sharp to where it's gonna like go through somebody. I mean, if it could, if you had to, but this is more for punching stuff, you know, getting them off of you, then making that space to be able to reach and utilize your firearm. But yeah, so this is just a pretty cool little compliance tool slash non-lethal slash lethal tool if need be. I like keeping this on me as well. This can go on the belt with the same belt mount that you saw with the clinch pick with the loop right here. But I usually just keep this in my pocket, like in my jacket, like my front jacket pocket, or like in my front jean pocket or pants pocket. And then lastly, I typically carry medical as well. So of course, if you have a way to make holes, i.e. firearm, blade, something like that, you need to have a way to plug holes. So I usually carry a soft T tourniquet Gen 4. I have it compressed pretty good, so it's pretty flat. I usually carry it if I have a cargo pocket on my pants on my thigh, I usually carry it there, or if I have a jacket that has a nice zipper pocket or a shoulder pocket up here, I'll keep it either up there or in my pocket on the front of my jacket typically. Yeah, you gotta keep a tourniquet on you at all times because, like, even if you don't have to utilize your firearm to protect yourself or protect your family or protect others, you can use this on anybody. So if you come across a car accident, you can help them. If they got a nice cut on their arm or leg or something like that, you can help them out, put this on them. But then in accordance with that, in my truck, I have a medical kit that's ready to go at all times that I keep on me. And then when I'm not in my truck, when I'm going to post out for my job, for my military job, I'll put it in my ruck or in my pack, as well as a kind of like a AFAC as well, so I can utilize it on other people and stuff like that. So I'll show that to you guys right now. So I just keep this in my truck. This is just a Condor pouch that I got a couple years ago. I've just gradually building it up to be my ready medical kit. So I usually keep this by my center console or in the compartment on my door or in my back seat. So opens up pretty nice. I have a lot of stuff in there. So I got trauma shears. I have a few pens in here, different color pens. I have Focus Medical Group Sharpie, has a fine tip right here and the regular tip right here. I carry some Quick Clot right here, some medical adhesive from Focus, and then I have Combine pad right up front right here, and then I also have instructions on how to apply a tourniquet just in case somebody doesn't know how to use a tourniquet, so I can give that to them. And then have a pair of nitrile gloves right up here, and then I have another extra flashlight in here. This is the Streamlight ProTac 2L. It's a bigger one, has a lot more lumen output, so I keep that in there. I change the batteries out every couple months or so just to make sure that they're always good to go. Then I carry some like triple antibiotic, like the cream. And then I also have some Afterbite just in case somebody gets bit by like a mosquito, something like that, and it gets irritated, so then they don't have to worry about that. Then I usually carry this as well whenever I go out camping with 2 to 3 more people than I usually do. And then I also have another tourniquet in here as well. It's just a SWAT T tourniquet in the back. And on my battle belt that I have I use for the military, I also have a tourniquet on there as well, Soft T Gen 3. So then if I'm not doing my everyday civilian life, if I'm active duty, like doing my job in the military, I'll put my Gen 4 back into this. So I have 2 tourniquets there as well. And then of course, on the other flap, I have a couple rolls of medical tape, a space blanket to keep retention of their body heat if somebody is injured, because that's one of the number one causes of death for medical situations is they go into hyperactive shock and they lose their body heat. So that's a good way to keep them alive and keep them able to function. And of course, I have a Israeli bandage in here, still sterile. I keep that up top. And then I also have some blister medic. So in case, somebody gets a blister, you can help them out. Then I also have a roll of combat gauze in here. And then I don't have it in here right now because it's on one of the pouches on my plate carrier. I have a small like boo-boo kit basically. So I have like Band-Aids, burn cream, alcohol swabs and stuff like that, alcohol wipes to clean off any areas for wounds and stuff like that. So I will put a link to it in the description that I have as well. So yeah, that's basically my EDC. I know it's a lot, but that's just what works for me on a daily basis that I like to carry. This is no means by the end all be all, you have to carry this or else you're not right. Yeah, so basically what I'm trying to get at is build your EDC as to what works for you in your environment and your needs. So of course I'm a outdoorsy / tactical oriented person. So of course my EDC is gonna be different from somebody that, is like a carpenter or something like that, or they don't have to carry a firearm for their job and stuff like that. So they're gonna be more like pocket knife, pen, something like that. Yeah, so it's just find what works for you and then run with it and stick with it. So, yep, I would recommend everybody try to build a EDC kit and run with that. But if you guys have any questions about any of the items in this video, please let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Share it with family. Yeah, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you guys all have a good day and stay safe out there.